Hi everybody, happy Sunday. We wanted to get this a little bit sooner, but a little Nico problem, unfortunately, with some scheduling. But we're here to talk about some Nicolas Gonzalez, and here to do it as one half of the Dave Tag Team Champions. We have Canadian Dave, Maple Dave, or his alias known as Full Send Dave. How are you?
Pretty good. And of course, with me today, we have Dash, the one and only. To break it down here, Nico Gonzalez, our new acquisition. But before we dive right into this, please please subscribe, hit the bell icon, do all that great stuff. All our links to socials, Discord are down in the description as well. So without further ado, we have a double signing coming in on Saturday. It is now Sunday time of recording. We're giving you a double header. So I don't know which one you're watching first, this one or the Conceição video, but they're going to be coming out at the same time. The next video will be linked right at the end, so you can go back to back. So, Dash, let's get into the numbers. Nico Gonzalez, I'm actually a little more excited the more I look at this guy. So, first off, let's look at his FBRE and some of this green that we see on screen. What do we got here?
Green goes for a lot of. This guy's known for the green right now, especially when it comes in Serie A. All-purpose winger. He can play anywhere across the front line: striker, left wing, false nine, right wing. I think predominantly his residence is going to be on the right side. But the one thing that you can see, which is a sizable upgrade from Chiesa here, is the non-penalty goals, the non-penalty expected goals, and the shots total. He is a shot creation magician. Very, very good at creating space, taking his shots, and being able to just get some rips, get some shots on target, so it's not dependent on a Mr. ED up there with the number 9. Unfortunately, just can't get it going for him. But other than that, I think phenomenally one of the best shot creating wingers there is out there. Again, his numbers speak for himself as well. Over 20 goal contributions last season, 19 the previous season. He's only getting better. He's officially started or toned down that starting spot for Argentina. So when you're looking at it with who's going to be playing to the opposite of him, such as like a Yildiz or another player that we might make a video on, we are making a video on, and a certain midfielder that might be coming as well. This is the finisher. Like, this is the guy that gets the ball in the back of the net. That's not your number 9, right? So, like, for example, you'll have one dribbler or one winger that is the dribble guy, the guy that's able to, take a guy 1v1, and then you have another guy that's there to bury it in the back of the net. And the other thing, too, that Nico is just, it's freaking phenomenal, is like he is an absolute box threat. Like the 99 aerials, the shots, and all of that at the 99 percentile. Obviously, his assists leave a lot to be desired. Not much of an assister, but he is a finishing winger per se. The other thing you want to give him decent marks for is his touches, progressive passes, successful take-ons. He's well there. Again, he's serviceable there, but he is, and I think his role will be, an additional box threat to do Son essentially in the box, where, with the way that this offense is starting to look, there is going to be a numerous amount of weapons. And I think Nico, for the market value for what you paid for him, because his market value is 35, we paid roughly about 38. You're getting someone that's roughly at market value with the production that he's had, and it's only getting better for him. So you're cashing in on the right time.
I do have a bit of a question here in terms of the passing. Now, with Fiorentina, he played the number 10. He does wear the number 10 for Fiorentina, or did. It seemed to me from watching his replays that he was always in the box. He was going deep. He was in that high danger zone where it's a lot harder to complete any of those passes. Is that taken into effect with some of the lower numbers with the passing?
Yeah. No, of course. And I think that's one of the things you have to look at it, right? Because, like, for example, if I were to throw up Bremer or Locatelli, those numbers look all, high 80s, upper 90s, right? For example, because this is why, for me, I look at it and I'm just kind of like, okay, progressive passes, progressive carries, those are stuff where I'm just kind of like, it's one of those things when you look at it from a statistical perspective, you take it as a grain of salt. We always, on this channel, we've always tried to get you guys to understand, don't always buy into all the numbers, and do not always buy into the eye test. It is a comprehensive assessment of the two to make a well-rounded thought and opinion. Generally, when you are trying to make dangerous passes or trying to create certain aspects, your numbers, your completion percentage or your accuracy is going to be a little bit lower. So like, for example, the 71.2% is generally average for a number 10 or a player that is trying to make a penetrating pass, because if either, unless you're Kevin De Bruyne or Zidane in his prime, you're generally around 71 to 75%. If you're pushing high 80s, you are an absolute freak of nature. Apparently, defenders cannot find your balls in more ways than one. Because, like, for example, when I look at it and I look at, like, for example, the reason why I'm saying that the passes completion number and the attempted number isn't really anything to scoff at is because when you look a little lower and it says the progressive passes received, and then the touches in the attacking area, that means he's in great positioning. He's in a great area. He's able to open up space, create space, and he's taking the ball in a very positive area. Again, a pass can be considered anything, a layoff, a flick, anything, right? So when you're in that box and you're Nico Gonzalez and you're in a great position and you're trying to flick the ball through or trying to move the ball to someone there, remember, there's a lot of bodies in there. Nico, when it's a one-on-one situation or if Nico has a plethora of space, Nico's killing you. But obviously in corner kicks, crosses, individual moments like that, when there's numerous opposition players in the box, obviously it's going to be easier for them to receive the ball. I'm not worried about those numbers. I think the one thing that Motta likes as well is if you look at the bottom half of that, the tackles, interceptions, blocks, clearances, but again, you don't really need to clear if you're playing up the pitch. So
yeah, that's not really his job. He's not going to be doing that. But Ariel Juan, I mean, blocks, interceptions. Yeah, I mean that means he's getting in there. He's getting dirty.
High pressing player. That is a person that you want for a high pressing system. He is exactly from the defensive aspect. He is definitely what Motta is looking for in his system and what to employ in the system. A guy that's able to intercept and block the ball, which means he knows where the ball is going and he can play high up the pitch and he's able to win those battles. And you saw against Como, if you're able to win the ball early, you're able to make quick one-on-one opportunities just for Dusan to shank him. But hopefully he doesn't, unfortunately. But regardless, besides the point, I think from an all-encompassing, all-purpose forward line player, I think Nico Gonzalez, people can objectify the price. My personal opinion was if you paid over 40, you overpaid, but you paid in between the 30 and 35. It's not bad at all. Not bad at all.
And SofaScore puts it at 36. So, yeah, in and around, 35, 37. We paid maybe a bit much with the bonuses involved, but you are dealing with Fiorentina. You are paying that Juve tax essentially, so not too bad, all things considered.
Yeah, for sure. And like you're looking at it here too, strengths, long balls, and high pressing. Like, I mean, that is again esque to what you want to do with Motta. Long balls can be on the ground as well, not in the air, folks. But the big thing here, all purpose and no outstanding weaknesses to his game, which is huge because he can do that means he can do pretty much everything. So on the heat map for Fiorentina, it has him as a left winger. I don't believe he will be playing left wing for us. I am on the strokes or on the opinion that he is going to be playing on the right side. I think that is going to be his side, depending on barring any kind of injuries or any issues like that. But I'm excited. He's 26 years old, up on the upwards trajectory, only getting better every season. And, you can't say that for another certain 26-year-old winger that's on his way out.
Absolutely not.
But it's exciting. Honestly, it really is, guys. Like, I know German Dave is in Spain just absolutely losing his mind with and excitement with this because it's a great move for the price. And there you go. Chiesa's in the purple, I believe.
Yeah, no, that is interesting. I was looking at this earlier. Attacking and creativity, Chiesa does win out just by the stat line, right? But I think what's important for Motta, as we look at the red and where this red is, you see a good chunk behind the halfway mark, doing that defensive action. Of course, working down that wing offensively, and then these spots here in the box as he's cutting in. And like, that's not just like cutting in, taking a shot, a pass, whatever, and screwing up. He's spending time in the box, as you can see, especially right there, like just right at the corner of the keep there. Like that's tight. That's in dangerous positions. I love how centrally that comes, as well as out to the wings and further back as well. It's very complete for the position that he plays.
Yeah, and to take into a factor as well, Fiorentino likes to play very, very wide positioning, right? So it's a very wide position that he would play there, but his ability to go down to the midfield, take the ball up, reposition himself into an accurate position and get an opportunity to go on goal. And again, the other thing too, he has 2 ACLs instead of 1, like someone else. So, I mean, physically, again, he's getting close to the point where he's entering his prime / in his prime, and his production is just only going up. So I don't see any weaknesses or any concerns with him. I think he is, in my opinion, a phenomenal replacement to Chiesa as well.
Just to compare to get a bit bigger there, our next signing. Similar to our next signing. So like I said, getting into the next video, if you're going to watch it, we'll go over that as well. We have 2 hot wingers coming in.
So if we go on to the old etch and sketch that we got here on the board here that I've got pulled up, so I shall slap that bad boy for you. So where is he going to line up? I put the number 14 on him just arbitrarily. I don't know what it's going to be, but let's be a little bit more accurate here. I haven't put Coop on the field yet just because the deal hasn't been done. Trust me, I would love to throw Coop here instead of Loca, but again, beggars can't be choosers. I think at this point, I think it's fair to knock Danilo out the starting lineup, and we'll throw Gatinho on here. But with a healthy Nico, and this is again obviously just the Nico video, I'm very excited to see. I'm assuming Nico is going to take up this right wing position. Yildiz is going to be on the left. Again, direct scoring threat from Nico. Yildiz is going to be more of your ball playing, your chance creation, your finesse winger versus your more direct into the back of the net. And Dusan is just there to Dusan at this point. I would say just more so to find form. But again, defensively, this is going to be a very, very difficult front 3. And if Dusan is able to turn up the burners as well, you're going to have a stretched opposition back line where they are not going to be able to double mark somebody. So this is a very, very, very promising sign as well. And then even if I throw in as a teaser, right, if let's just, let's throw Cisco here. We'll throw Yildiz in the 10. I'll throw Loca out, and we'll kind of readjust this a little bit like this. And then just for sakes here, I don't even know what number he's going to take here, but
yeah, not released at the time of recording.
Nobody has numbers right now. So I'm just going to put some random arbitrary numbers here. So if you have Cisco here, Cisco's going to be your dribbler. Again, Nico with the direct. It's in Yildiz again right behind Dusan. Obviously, the ideal situation would be Coop. But this offense, the way that you can have the pattern of play like this is just going to look ridiculously juicy with the options and the directions of play you can do. And then as well as moving this is going to be absolutely nasty with what you have here.
The box is it's beautiful.
Yeah,
I like the more I look at this, like I alluded to at the beginning, I'm just really starting to get excited how everything is coming together here.
Yeah, I mean, again, hats off to Gentili. I wasn't his biggest fan at the beginning of May because I was a little bit critical of his moves, and I can full transparency admit that. I said he needed to have a big market for me to really start buying some equity into him. But now I think, for my opinion, I think he's bought that equity from me. I don't have any issues what's going on right now. I'd love to see Coop get hammered home. I think that's going to be a crucial piece. But the big thing that I also want to illustrate too is that you'll have competition in the winger department. So you're going to have players vying for starting positions, and that's what every successful team wants.
I think we will be successful this year. Just these names are amazing. Even Jadon Sancho, if he comes, I know he's not he's going to be the last guy that comes. And think about it. If Jadon Sancho is just like your last minute pickup, say, yeah, we'll add him to the team. That's the level we're kind of dealing with right now. So Nico Gonzalez, like, welcome to Juve. I'm so pumped.
And if you're also pumped as well, make sure you slap a like. And if you're a lurker or new, make sure you hit the subscribe button, because this probably will get pushed out because it's algorithm friendly. The other thing I kind of wanted to iterate to as well is, if you've been watching us for a while and you want to support the channel, you can easily just do the 99-cent membership. That's 99 cents a month, just a dollar a month to support the channel. Just, it'll help us grow, and we 100% use all the proceeds to reinvest into the equipment and into the software that we use for the channel. So don't forget to do that if you can. If you do, we much appreciate it. And if you're coming from the Cisco video, welcome. And also, if you're watching this first before Cisco, catch out the Cisco video. We'll see you on the next one.